Don't you know I'm pumped up my kicks, ho? Night City, though. You know I'm at bad, baby. She don't got no cuss her, though. In the lover clubbing, baby. That's just how it goes, though. I don't need a sofa. Somebody I used to know. Video game half-mask. She just want the black flag. I just gotta sweat her. That just be the weather. Skinny lover, baby. She a blondie. That's just new slang for them tightrope mommies. Yeah, that's right. Don't mess it up. That's the move, girl. Don't mess it up. That's my groove, girl. The less I know, the better. Baby girl, I rip high. When I start sleeping on the floor, when I get hot. 10,000 opioids. 10,000 in a row. What, baby, what you want? Money and the chemicals, electric love.
Hello, this is Willy P, and this is Willy P Streams and Willy P TV1. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is gonna be another one. Today's video is well, I have two. It has the saddest downfall of 88Rising, and it's probably um Rich Brian and Joji, and basically they this is a video about basically how they fall off. But here recently, I seen that Joji had just put out a new song. So what we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and watch this video. Let's see what he says, and then we'll switch over and watch the other one. Like I said, I maybe watched 10 seconds in, and I was like, this would be a good segue thing. So like here we go. Let's go ahead and get into this. And by the way, this is Matty Balls. If you guys would please subscribe, please like the video. I'll do that right now. Make sure you guys show some love. Let's get into this, man.
Rising was a record label that popped onto the scene with stars like Joji and Rich Brian. They saw tons of success with huge festivals, collaborations with mainstream artists, and even getting to do soundtracks for whole Marvel movies. It felt like they were really putting on for the Asian and Asian American communities, giving them a spotlight in genres they didn't typically have one. But as of late, it feels like 88Rising is nowhere to be found, and that mostly can be chalked up to a few controversies and disputes between the label and its artists. 88Rising was founded back in 2015 by producer Sean Mayashiro and entrepreneur Jason Ma. I hope I pronounced those right, but if I was wrong, you can flame me, that's fine. While most people just think that 88Rising is a label, Sean describes it as more of a hybrid management, record label, video production, and marketing company, basically covering all the bases you need to be successful in the music industry.
And I have to say something here. Like 88Rising was the thing like in 2000, like 17, 18, 19. Like they were putting out some good music with Rich Brian and with Joji. So
And that's been their goal from the start. Their goal has been to especially provide a platform for Asian and Asian American artists to grow and excel in their music careers. When 88Rising first got started, they operated more as just a music collective and management company under the name Cash Only. To find new up-and-coming artists, they turned to the internet. This is where Cash Only found their first official artists, including Brian Puspos, Dumbfounded, Josh Pan, and more. Sean described the collective's goal, saying he was trying to represent for not only Asian immigrants.
Well, I think he did an all right job because I think it's like called like I Can't Get Over You. Yeah, dude, you made a fool right out of me. That song went hard, bro. That song went so hard.
For all immigrants. A few months later, Dumbfounded showed Sean the music video of Keith Ape's single Itji Ma, and after watching it, Sean decided to sign Keith and connected him with Dumbfounded on a remix of Itji Ma, also featuring ASAP Ferg, Father, and Waka Flocka Flame. The remix's music video debuted on Complex and marked a significant milestone for the collective. And Keith Ape was one of my favorite artists from this label. Even after his collabs with artists like X and Ski, I feel like his music was pretty fire. He had like that underground sound and he was dope. At this point, Sean was still living in student housing with his wife and taking meetings out of his car. In an interview, he said, I was about to say it was fire. It wasn't fire. It was what it was. We didn't know what the fuck it was going to be. Early in 2016, Brian Emanuel, under the name Rich, dropped a video for his song Dat Stick, which went pretty viral for a few reasons. The video featured Brian in a pink polo and a Reebok fanny pack with others in his group toting handguns. The song is undeniably catchy.
No, this song went hard, bro. I was gonna say that, but then you know how they be like, tripping and stressing and yelling,
But Brian not only references killing cops, he also drops the N-word, which he later apologized for and also changed his rap name to Rich Brian. I think though that kind of helped the song blow up because of the juxtaposition of him wearing like the pink polo and then saying things like that. And the song itself was okay. However, aside from the controversy,
okay, dude, literally, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't say leave the video, but if you get a chance after this, literally, go look up Rich Chigga, Dat Stick. Dude, that song goes ham mode. Like, this guy's like totally downplaying it. The song is literally ham. But if you have heard it before, let me know in the comments. That's how I know that you've watched the video thus far.
aspects, Brian, who grew up in Jakarta learning English on YouTube, blew up from the track. One of the people who noticed was Sean, who also followed Brian on Vine and offered to fly him out to South by Southwest to perform. At this point, Brian was only 16, so he had to ask his mom, and she actually agreed, but he was unable to get a visa in time and couldn't make it. So at the next South by Southwest in 2016, Sean set up a Chinese decor-inspired booth where he filmed content with up-and-coming rappers. This is where the company posted their first content on YouTube under the name 88Rising, asking artists about their favorite anime characters, their impressions of Asia, and their reactions to a series of videos by Asian rappers, including Brian's. The first clip they posted was of Designer performing Panda in front of the shrine, which was later captioned with Chinese subtitles, and it got decent views. Around this time though, Sean's new venture, which was Brian, was still facing a bunch of backlash, thanks to his hit song Dat Stick. However, Sean believed that Brian was just a kid from the other side of the world who didn't know any better, so he signed him anyways. After Dat Stick, Brian expressed wanting to release his next track called Hold My Strap, but Sean was worried that Brian would box himself in with this one-dimensional subject matter about make-believe gunplay, which would just make him a meme. So instead, Sean put together a video which reached over 20 million views called Rappers React to Rich Brian to address the controversy.
Rich Chigga.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Yo, this nigga got a pouch on and a Reebok pouch.
Nah, this is my guy right here. It's Rich Chigga.
You even found a way to say nigga without saying it.
While people on Twitter argued about whether Dat Stick appropriated black culture, the reaction video
like,
posed a
hell no.
complicated question. What if other rappers like Dat Stick? Rappers like Michi Darko, Cameron, and even Ghostface
I'm pretty sure, is that Flatbush Zombies? I see them live.
all
go ham.
complimented the track, with Ghostface offering to do a remix. Clearly, some big names in rap liked the track's sound, which helped establish Brian as an actual artist, and it also sort of combated against that one-hit wonder meme sort of status. After Dat Stick, Rich Brian went on a solid run, releasing multiple projects, including Amen
one where he's,
and
like,
The
in a
Sailor,
flower
which both
field,
had a
like-
pretty solid reception. He also reached a level where he could get bigger features as well, like 21 Savage.
There was one where he's like laying in a field and there's like flowers everywhere. Dude, that song
Especially
was
considering
tam.
where his music career
Ooh.
started, I'd say that headlining multiple tours and performing at some of the biggest festivals, like Rolling Loud, for example, is a win. However, Brian is far from 88Rising.
Definitely a win.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name.
To even get on any like big show or festival or anything like that is like a super W, especially as an artist. You're like, I mean that would literally, like, that's gonna change your life. Like, there's just no denying it. But
Only internet name turned star, because in late 2017, Joji signed to the label. who was previously known by many as Filthy Frank. Filthy Frank
Yeah,
already
Filthy
had
Frank.
internet success for things like his crazy skits and Harlem Shake memes, so him doing all of that and then the type of music he went on to put out was pretty surprising. However, to most people who weren't already aware of Joji because of Filthy Frank, to them he popped up on a lot of radars after his viral interview with Hot Ones.
And today I'm joined by Joji. He's the meme lord behind YouTube cult heroes Filthy Frank and Pink Guy. His second full-length project.
Pink Guy is how I knew Joji first. And then I found out about Filthy Frank after I found Pink Guy, found Joji, and then I found Filthy Frank. So
Pink Season soared to the top of the iTunes chart
most people I know, I'm pretty sure that's how they figured that out. But
earlier this year, and good news, there's more new music on the way. Joji, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
yeah, he used to have this song called Knack Yourself, and it was really good. It was.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting. I've always wanted to be on this. Whoa! Whoa!
Joji details how years of going through the motions in the content game led to him being turned off by the increasingly toxic internet sphere. And while his novelty rap albums with Pink Guy were fun, Joji feared that they would be the closest he'd come to committing to a music career. Joji said, "Sean pulled me out of that slump." He claims that at first he was contacted by 88Rising to aid in the creation of viral videos, but once Sean heard his demos, he immediately pivoted to focusing on exploring Joji's career as a musician instead. Soon after, Joji worked to create his debut EP, In Tongues, and alongside the support of Sean, released it. In a similar fashion to Brian, but even more successful, as Joji, he went on an insane run with his following projects and tours. To make
Yeah, literally, Joji is the shit.
things simple, his RIAA certifications include 1 platinum album, 2 gold albums, 1 5x platinum song, 2 2x platinum songs, 4 1x platinum songs, and 7 gold songs, including his hits like Slow Dancing in the Dark, Yeah Right, and
Slow dancing in the slow dancing in the dark.
Glimpse of Us.
That's
These
just
numbers
good.
obviously speak for themselves. Despite the brevity of Joji's career, he crushed it for himself in 88Rising. And while it's not
Yeah,
over
dude, his
yet,
shit was
we'll
so
get to that
good.
soon.
And his the music videos that they did for his stuff was like superb, I mean top of the line at the time, like best stuff around.
By the end of 2017, a group of 88Rising artists, including Rich Brian, Joji, Keith Ape, and the Higher Brothers, were at the end of the
I heard of Keith Ape and the other. I don't know.
tour that
They're-
had sold out quickly.
The other
In the
two
following
at the
years,
front of that
Sean
are the
had big
best.
plans, having already sold out concerts in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York. It seemed like the sky was the limit. They had also signed the artist Nicki, who would go on to be super successful with songs like Every
I never
Summertime,
heard of
which
her.
landed itself in the Marvel movie Shang-Chi. I'm actually just finding out that Sean and 88Rising executive produced that entire movie's soundtrack, which is crazy. And what's even crazier is that apparently Nicki is the most streamed Indonesian artist, which is insane. Between plans of developing a
5
TV
billion.
series, collective albums,
Damn, I'm
bigger
surprised I
tours,
haven't
and
heard
even
of her then.
festivals of their own, 88Rising continued their massive run. At their peak, 88Rising did so well with its brand identity, separating itself from any other record label or news outlet. As Sean puts it, they take ownership. No one's going to walk around and get a Complex tattoo or a Vice tattoo. People are getting 88Rising tattoos on their body, bro. That's how we're different. Aside from their huge stars like Joji and Rich Brian, everyone on the label was popping off, collaborating with mainstream artists.
But this just
Yeah.
shows a clear example of
Like,
what
he was
88 was
going
trying
ham.
to do. Because Keith Ape, then you had a Ski Mask and XXX Tentacion collab. You got Lil Yachty doing the Big Bang karaoke. Migos and Cardi reacting to Higher Brothers, Lil Pump and the Pink Guy party. This kind of felt like the golden years of 88Rising since it actually worked.
It's kind of like it reminds me of like No Jumper. It was like No Jumper before No Jumper turned, to what it is nowadays. Ugh.
Most famous rappers at that time were being part of 88Rising, but also it felt like maybe 88 wasn't included with the most famous rappers.
At this point, it seemed like 88Rising just could not fail. 88Rising had also started the Head in the Clouds Festival, which was an annual festival that had artists from the label, as well as others like Anderson .Paak. They had become a beacon for the Asian community in pop culture and music. Sean's assistant, Cynthia Guo, spoke on how important 88Rising's ideals were to her, saying, "I think growing up, I was always made to feel that Asian culture wasn't cool. There was no one brand I could pinpoint as this really cool Asian thing until 88Rising.
Mood legal cannabis. It's real flower.
Literally though, that's kind of like what every famous person does. As soon as they get a huge rising, or not a huge rising, what the heck, a huge following, then they like try and start their own festival. It's like the thing to do. I think probably Ozzy was one of the first ones to do it. I mean, if besides you're talking like Woodstock and the Paloozas and stuff like that, like there wasn't they're the ones who did some of the bigger shows back then. But to have your own fest or your own thing, that kind of, in my opinion, kind of started with Ozzy. There was like Warped Tour and shit like that too. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, damn it.
Finds himself in an Uber in the US, he enjoys playing the driver's songs by 88Rising's artist. He said, "They flip out. It's just so fun for me as an Asian to see an Asian voice being celebrated." But things wouldn't last like this forever. In the months and years following, 88Rising began experimenting with not only content outside of music, but also creators outside of Asian culture, like their first non-Asian artist, August 08. They also started leaning heavier into collabs with K-pop artists and other international groups, which again was a bit different from their original vision. With these random changes here and there came a couple of critiques. A lot of these critiques actually came from the Asian community itself. Some issues were due to complex geopolitics of entering the Asian market, and another negative sentiment partially dated back to some of 88Rising's
he's a stay Asian and we won't.
One of which said he was initially skeptical of the company's idea because of its narrow focus on Asian and Asian American culture. The investor continued saying, "I think the goal with assimilation, or trying to fit into the dominant culture, is you don't try to marginalize yourself." And well, he eventually had his mind changed because of the success of acts like Keith Ape and Rich Brian. But he wasn't alone in his worries. Sean said, "Asian Americans my age are typically scared, and when something starts to penetrate, like we are for whatever reason, the Asian Americans are the most skeptical." He also detailed that some of the fear came from worries of negative representations being brought to a broader audience. He said, "They're like fearful of making sure that we don't offend anyone."
I really truly like it's one of those things like I don't think that when you got as big as they got that you fall off. I mean, everyone everyone always falls off. But what I'm saying is, well, you don't fall off, but like I'm saying that like eventually there comes an end to everyone's career. Eventually. And so, but if your music stands strong, then your music will last for ages. So they have some good songs. It's more of those like a nostalgic thing for me because I went through that era when they were dropping music all like consistently and they were putting out cool new stuff and stuff that was like, over the top. It was good stuff, dude.
Making sure that we're staying safe, making sure we don't appropriate anything. But that was only one of the issues and sides of opinion, as others in the Asian community felt almost the opposite. So as 88Rising began branching out into K-pop or signing non-Asian artists, they kind of started leaving some of their original ideals behind. The original ideals that were focused on providing media platforms to combat the relative scarcity of Asian Americans in popular culture. And while obviously 88Rising supporters aren't only from the Asian community, it is a foundation from which it was built on. A fan on Reddit felt as if 88Rising sold out by saying, 88 has been dead. They never followed up with a Head in the Clouds 3 album, and since then, their creativity halted or just completely vanished. These albums showed how cohesive the label was, but now it's just a festival sellout. They continued on how the label was changing when they said, "I somewhat agree that it's cool to see 88 feature Asian indie artists, but it came to the expense of neglecting their previously signed artists like Higher Brothers, August 08, Keith Ape, and Dumbfounded. If you were a fan in the beginning, you would see that their YouTube content featured lots of expression that highlighted many of these signed artists. Nowadays, you rarely ever see, if any, content." An example is like what happened with the Joji situation, where he has at this point gone almost completely silent on social media, with some fans theorizing that he chose to leave music because of complications with his label 88Rising. One of their other biggest artists, Rich Brian, took a 6-year break from releasing music as well, only recently dropping his third album titled Where's My Head. So clearly it isn't too good for the label when two of their biggest artists are taking these massive breaks. A Reddit user said, "They're spread too thin now with too many artists in my opinion. And the Joji, Brian, Nicki trio that built the brand isn't nearly as prominent anymore. Joji's completely off so
I will agree with that, but I still don't think that their music, like you can't, like I said, you just can't take away the value of the music that they put out because like, they put in time into that art. So like, just because they didn't put out anything new, so you're upset with them. But I mean, that's like what I just said a second ago. Like everything comes to an end when it comes to making
social
music.
media.
Like sometimes
Brian
you take
hasn't
a
made
break for
anything
too
notable
long and
post
then you
the
don't
Sailor,
ever
and
make
Nicki's
music
the only
again.
one that's
Or
still
sometimes you make
alive.
music
At
all
this
the
point, I
time,
see it as a
then you have so
collection
much
of
music
artists
that it's
rather
just
than a
the other
single
way,
unified
so.
brand, which is really sad because I really do miss that 2018 Head in the Clouds summer. In 2021, 88 Rising also had some pretty tough hits at a considerably
That's what I
fragile
said.
point in their history. The
2017,
biggest one that you might
2018,
remember is the
2019.
Yellow Square incident. After a shooting that took place in Atlanta where 6 of the 8 victims were Asian women, an outpouring of support
Whoa.
came from Asian communities across the country. One of these being
I never heard about this. Really?
88 Rising. This was during the Stop Asian Hate movement. And one of the ways that 88 Rising showed their support in ending violence against Asian Americans was by posting a yellow square. This came along with a caption condemning and calling out the violence. But the upload backfired, as I'm sure you can imagine, when some viewers compared it to the post from the BLM movement's Blackout Tuesday, where black squares were posted online by many in support of ending racial injustice and inequality. One user wrote
I didn't even know that was a thing either. What?
Twitter, "Not 88 Rising co-opting something which the folks at the center of the original movement
I think I was too busy living life and not actually paying attention to the internet at all.
and black people explicitly
I
said
don't
wasn't
know.
helpful." Another said, "When I saw people tweeting about big accounts posting yellow squares, I thought they had to be joking, and yet 88 Rising actually did it." After all the backlash, 88 Rising amended the post, acknowledging the reaction online, and later ended up deleting it entirely. They also uploaded a separate
In the Win with Zen sweep.
No, I did it again.
Stakes. You can get a chance to.
But basically, I mean, I never knew about any of these things, so kind of really mind blown.
a meltdown that occurred. And obviously this wasn't the sole reason 88 Rising kind of fell off the mainstream. That was just like a small part of it. It did early. They
What's
also
this
uploaded a
thing?
separate apology.
Thank you to our community for sharing your comments and critiques with us. It was never our intention to cause harm, but we recognize the effect of our actions and apologize. We are not trying to start a yellow square movement, though. We are not trying to start a yellow square movement. Thought we understand how it was misinterpreted. We are heartbroken and wanted to share our thoughts on the horrific violence in Georgia and to decree the racism against the Asian community. We understand the responsibility, the platform that we have and intend to put it to use. If you have ideas on how to collaborate, please reach out.
As well
No,
for
they're
the
like,
whole
can we?
media melt.
Hey, also, we want to apologize for doing this. We're not trying to start a movement, but we did it. That we're being a part of the movement. But if you reach out to us, right here at our Gmails, 88rising.orgs, we'll collaborate. We'll make some money together. So then you won't be so upset with me about what we did.
Down that occurred. And obviously this wasn't the sole reason 88 Rising kind of fell off the mainstream. That was just like a small part of it. It did
Like I said, I
come at a
never
time
heard
when
about
the
it.
label didn't really need any extra criticism. On top of this, if we fast forward to today, Joji recently released a single on a new label confirming that he left 88, which fans had been theorizing he had been trying to get out of their deal for a while. So without their biggest artist, they are definitely much worse off. And remember,
Oh, then, hey, Rising 88's gone. Or 88 Rising's gone then. But, ooh, Yeah, the only way that it would work is if Rich Brian was to try and like actually put out some good music, and then have the other guys put out good music. But Joji was like really the biggest
For all the
one.
appropriation
If
talk
you
that I
want to be
mentioned
honest, he
earlier,
was like the
well,
biggest
that
guy out
ended
of
up
all
being
of
a
them.
problem too. See, 88 Rising started signing and working with more K-pop artists eventually. Fans said things like, the error was that they thought that if they collab with K-pop artists, the K-pop Western fans will eventually start listening to their music, when in reality those fans are a completely different audience. And this transition left people feeling a little weird, with one fan saying, I specifically remember an 88 Rising interview where Sean was like, we're not exploiting rap, this is our craft. Fast forward to today, seeing how they basically pivoted to K-pop / international collabs really just tells me that rap / black culture was really just a stepping stone for them, which is hella suspect. And I think the transition to K-pop.
Whoa. I don't know how you could. I mean, maybe with the Rich Brian situation because he was rapping and stuff. But if you go listen to Joji's stuff, I mean, that was not rap.
Was
that
really
was some
one of the
beautiful
biggest mistakes they made. With
singing.
One of the top
and
comments on
I don't
Jimmy's
even know
video
what the hell to
being
call that.
straight
That shit's beautiful.
Instead of sticking with their OG group, they introduced all these K-pop artists who.
And that's probably why they lost a big artist like Joji, you know, because you can't keep big artists like that if you're trying to like totally pivot from what your original thing is, because the artists that stuck with you to build it are going to be like, dude, what even in the hell did we do? Like, why did we help you build this just for you to try and go over the board and do something completely extra? It's just, I mean, I get it, dude.
Sound the same. Miss the old Summer Madness phase for real.
Overall, 88 Rising shifted their primary audience from Asian Americans who like rap artists to those that just like K-pop, Jackson Wang, Chris Wu, Zed. And there's nothing wrong with this, but it's just like, we thought you were gonna put Asians on the map. But for now, I guess we just have Eric Raprid. Yeah, fuck it, I'll take that. I don't even care at this.
Now, while the label still exists putting out music, hosting festivals, and providing platforms for the Asian community.
So they hadn't had a downfall, or they couldn't have failed if they still have
things are just a bit different
huge
now than what people
communities.
imagine they would look like. And who knows, with Brian putting out an album recently and a bunch of other artists of different sizes still releasing music, it's definitely too early to close the door on 88 Rising forever. But for now, it sadly appears they may
not
reach the widespread mainstream dominance that many had once hoped they would. Although, to 88 Rising's co-founder Sean, this whole concept might look a little different. When asked about how he would know that 88 Rising succeeded, he said, I never have to be filthy rich. That's not why we're doing this shit. It's more about, how do we contain this purity of the brand? I'd rather die than not continue this. I feel like I'm high all the time, even though I'm sober. So the future of 88 Rising is a shaky one, and only time will tell what will happen. If you like this video, you might like my video about YouTubers with successful music careers, where I talk about.
And that's probably a video where he talks about Filthy Frank, which is Joji. But now we're getting towards the end of this. But this is what Joji just released, and I'm guessing, if I'm guessing correctly, here's all the info. I don't know, it's not showing which record label, but see, it's number 15 on the charts. They should have kept his ass. All right, guys, let's react to it. Like I said, I literally maybe watched probably that far into it, probably about 15 seconds. Nah, I wouldn't even say, but somewhere on there. But let's do this. Hell yeah, freaking pissing into the urinal.
This room could be haunted.
Ooh.
Vision to the blind.
Ooh.
Wishing sleep held me in her arms forever.
Joji. See, Joji didn't lose nothing, dude. This guy's got the most beautiful voice.
Shadows dance around perfectly, blurring up the.
That's awesome, dude. Like smoking a blunt with in an old what is this, a Toyota? No, yeah, it's a Toyota. Sitting there smoking a big ass joint.
Hallucinations
Hell
start to intertwine. I open my eyes. Her face lingers on the walls. She's stuck on rewind.
And dude, this is like with him leaving that label. I think that that's so good that he was able to take with him the video editing skills and stuff, because I figured they would have had like somebody doing their music videos for them. So like, of course you're not going to be able to they're not going to be able to get the same effect, but I find that he did. He was able to hit the same effect. This is good stuff. This is beautiful. Oh shit. Breaking ATM.
Hear it all the time, like the wind between the chimes, holding on to
That is awesome, dude.
what we had together.
Dude, that little whole bit right there was just so good, dude. He's just pissing people off. And then he had the dude break an ATM. I doubt it was a real ATM. I bet money that was a whole fake scene, but that was still sick.
A single note in my persistent, hopeless
What in the hell was that?
lullabies. I know that I can't sleep forever.
So
I
cool.
open my eyes. Her face lingers on the walls. She's stuck on rewind in my mind. I try to move on, but the past won't leave my bed.
No way. Dude, that is freaking awesome, dude.
Her face lingers on the walls.
Ooh.
She's stuck on rewind.
Dude, and there's just something that he's able to do every time with every song where you like want to hear it again. You're like, what did I even just listen to? You're like literally like it has you confused. You're like, what even? Because it's good. But then I said you have the visuals behind it. It makes you want to you're like, did I miss? I must have missed some. There's a lot going on, but it's good. Like, it's just good. He's just, dude. Hey, and before we hit the end here, this is called Joji. Past won't leave my bed. I hope that you guys go listen, go follow, go subscribe, go like. Dude, man, this guy is so good.
I try to move on, but the past won't leave my bed.
Oh, that effect is so fly. Oh, dude, that was good. That was good.
What if you could?
No, that was freaking good. That was freaking good, guys. Holy that was good. I don't know, dude. There's just this was put out 3 years ago. But go listen to Joji, dude. That is really good, dude. See right here? This is when he was on 88 Rising. Give Me Love. Slow Dancing in the Dark was a favorite of mine. Yeah, right. I like that one. Demons. Dude, yeah, right, yeah, right. But see, like I said, it's crazy to see that he can keep the same quality from when he was on that label with like all these hits right here. Like I said, I mean, straight bangers. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I really think that anything can be turned around, and I don't think that the brand 88 Rising is gonna go completely dead, and I don't think that the artists are gonna, completely fall off or be fucked. I think that Joji will always be kind of I mean, he's just so good at making these singles, the videos, music, everything's so good. You have people like, Rich Brian, and all of his stuff is so good. You like literally like, I mean, he has 4 or 5 or 6 songs that are, I mean, freaking good. Here, hold on. Just for instance, because this is kind of a between uh video. Let's see here. So he has that stick, but then hold up. Right here. Glow Like That. This one was so good back in the day. Hold on here. Let me see. Well, we can go right here. We'll just listen to this one. This is from 8 years ago. That's how you can tell, guys, that wow, I'm getting old, and that sucks so bad. No, back in the day though, this was literally like this smack. And they like did such a good job on the video and stuff. I really should be watching some of his new videos for real. That's what I should do. My house. Had to let you go like that and say it fucked me up. You live in my head without a doubt. Always anxious, got your picture on my necklace. Dude, that shit's so funny. Dude, that's like the best in the world is that cut in. Hold on. So, but if you want to, you go listen to that song too. But let's see here. Let's see if he has. Let's actually go to 88 Rising's page. 6.45 million subscribers. Still banging. This was put out 6 months ago. So you can kind of tell that they have 1 month ago is the newest that they put out something. Let's see here. I did a Bape collab. Head in the Clouds, New York City 2025 official recap.
What's up, guys? It's Rich Brian. We're Head in the Clouds, New York, baby.
That's Rich Brian right now? That's what Rich Brian looks like now?
That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Dude, he looks so much different. What in the heck? He got them cheeks growing.
Y'all don't have my pity. She the only bitch that made me clingy. Spending all this bread making me feel like I've been sinning.
Oh, that's where the guy was getting all the videos for his video.
Going down my ignorance is bliss. They got her going crazy, all these messages and paragraphs she sent. I don't think we better off as friends.
Hey, man, that's a lot of heads I see in that crowd, man. For something that's on a downfall. Man, these YouTubers, man, sometimes literally blow my mind with the claims that they make for their titles and for their whole videos. Like, man, 88 Rising.
I want to see the place light up.
Don't get mad at me, baby.
Ooh. You could tell this shit was live. Ooh. Dude, I really truly don't. I don't think they've fallen not one bit. I don't think they've fallen not one bit. Hold up though. I was trying to find music from that. Hold up. In my head. confused. How many fucking in my head 2025 recaps did they gonna do? Because he looks totally different there, and that was from 4 months ago. And then they say that's him. Okay. Well, this is the most recent music video that I can find that. Because I can't find anything from Rich Brian. So hold up here. Yeah, I guess we'll listen to this. This is 88Rising. Mikah, I think. Butterflies. Hold on, guys. Hold on for half a second. All right, guys. All right, guys. Let me see here. This will probably still stay in the video. Just that call will whatever. I had to take it. So, all right, guys. Let's watch this. Sometimes this thing be acting up here. Let's see here. 88Rising still got their video quality too, so it's not like. Oh well. Dude, you know the 88 Rising's pissed that they lost Joji. What even? Oh, hold on, let's see. Oh, okay, okay. They changed my mind. That intro kind of like it makes it so slow that you're almost like wondering like, what is it gonna hit? Is it gonna hit? But I'll give it to him. Ooh. Kind of has like a weird like Justin Bieber kind of vibe, but like it's not really just like I know it's not like the sound or anything, but it's like weird. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Jeez. Let's see. By the way, guys, this is 88 Rising. Malik Butterflies. Don't forget to throw them a like, throw them a follow, follow them to subscribe, watch their video. Oh, oh. Ooh. Pretty good camera angle too, not bad. You have to give him props on that. That wasn't bad, dude. I don't think it's nowhere near like some Joji stuff, but it's pretty good, not bad. But all right, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for coming through, and you guys have a wonderful day. Please subscribe, like, and follow. Comment too. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys. Have a nice day.